Okay, Wonderkids. Hello, Jade. Hello, Luca. Hope you are both doing great today. Um, so we have an exciting lesson planned for you today. Okay, today's topic is going to be biomechanics. So we're already a little bit there, like with some of the answers we got so far, but let's break the word down, right? Because sometimes that can help us to figure out what a word means, right? So let's start with bio, okay? What does bio mean? Ariana and Zelda.
Life.
Life, that is exactly what it means. Life, living things, right? For example, plants, animals, and importantly, human beings, right? We're living, right? So anything that is living, right? Bio means life. Okay, so if that's what bio means, what does mechanics mean? Who knows what mechanics means? Jasleen.
Like I can't.
It's okay. Anybody wants to help Jasleen out? What does mechanics mean? Zoe?
So like mechanics means like a science that deals with energy and like kind of like it affects the force on their body.
Exactly, right? It's all about forces, okay? So mechanics is the study of forces and motion, okay? So bio means life, living things, and mechanics means the study of forces. What does biomechanics mean? Ariana and Zelda?
Person movement.
Yeah, so it's a study of forces and motion, but to do with living things, right? So mechanics alone is just a study of motions and forces, but then you put it with bio and it becomes studying forces and motion in living things, right? So that could be humans, but it could also be animals, right? And it could also technically be plants as well, right? Living things. Biomechanics is all about studying forces and motion in living things, right? So, for example, in how we run, how we walk, playing sports like football or jumping and landing, right? This is all biomechanics, how things move, how forces operate to allow things to move, okay? So that's biomechanics. And so biomechanics is the study of how our bodies move and how forces affect our movement. Biomechanics are experts that work hard to prevent injuries, and they do this by researching and creating better techniques, okay, better training techniques. So they're able to give advice on how to move properly and which exercises can help strengthen our muscles and joints, right? And this might sound simple, but they use a lot of science in this, okay? And we're going to do an activity, or I'm going to demonstrate an activity today, which is going to show you how much science actually goes into it, right? It's not just a case of, oh, you need to squat a little bit deeper or you need to lift more weight, right? They use a lot of science to be able to give this advice on proper movement and strengthening exercises. Okay, so here are some examples of what biomechanists do. Okay, I'll let Miss Andrea talk about this.
Okay, so here's some amazing examples. First, we're going to talk about warm-up routines. So biomechanics, mechanists use warm-up routines to prevent injuries by getting our bodies ready for the action. So when our muscles are warmed up, it's been proven they're less likely to get hurt, especially if you're doing like football or volleyball, right? Second off, they design the right techniques for lifting weights. You can't just like lift heavy stuff, right, without warming up or without holding in the right way. So what they do is figure out ways you could lift the weight without hurting your back or hurting parts of your bodies. So the safest way to lift heavy things, right? And then the third thing they do is special exercises. So imagine like a designer. They make special exercises just for the specific muscles and important joints. Like, for example, you use your knee a lot in the sport you play. You play a lot of soccer and you want to get your knee stronger. So they do strengthening exercises to protect the knee and help prevent injuries like ACL tears, which we talked a little bit about it earlier.
So, with that being said, since we went over the knee and we talked about the ACL and PCL, What do you guys say? Do you think that we should have our real scientists join us? What do you think? Yeah, are you guys excited? Are you going to give them a warm welcome? Today we have Neji who's joining us. And it's going to talk about all of their work as a real scientist.
Hello. Everybody can hear me?
Yes.
Hey, what's up, kids? Hi, Miss Kelsey and Miss
Hi.
Andrea. Nice to meet you. I'm Stanley. Thank you for having me. I'm glad to come in and meet the kids and tell them about what I do and why it's so fun. So, like, to give you guys a little bit, some guidance on what I do with these athletes and what I tell other people so that they don't get hurt. What I do on my day-to-day basis is I do research. I'm a scientist, so I do research. So I try to find new information so I can come back and tell y'all what I found out. And I pretty much do two different things. I study how athletes move to see why they get hurt. So I look at everything that they do. I look at their arms, I look at their legs, I look at their back, I look at everything. I'm like, what are these people doing? Why are they hurting themselves? So I do that all the time. And then my favorite part is I do different tests to see what actually makes the athletes better. So I see how to do something to make them jump higher, how to make them stop and run faster, things like that. So I try to figure out how to make them the best athlete they could possibly be. And I do both of those, and it's so much fun. Okay, so everybody understand what I do? Y'all kind of get an idea? Okay, because I'm about to show you guys some things. And what I want you guys to do is I want you guys to take different guesses of what you think the person or the athlete is doing. Okay? Can y'all do that? So whenever y'all figure it out, actually, I'm gonna have y'all raise your hands and then I'm gonna call on somebody. Okay? Cool. All right, let's start with the first one. Oh, I think the car knows. Oh, Jay knows too. The car, what you think? What's going on?
I think it is they're playing basketball.
Oh snap! They're playing basketball. What are they doing? What part of basketball?
They're like wanting to get the ball and then they're wanting to shoot.
Oh, you think they're shooting?
Yeah.
They running up and then they shooting at the top?
Yeah, getting the ball and shoot.
Okay, that's a really good guess. That's a really good guess. I like that guess. What about you, Miss J? I think Jay was next. Jay, what do you think is going on? What are they doing?
It looks like they're playing football because the ball is on the ground and there's like a hoop to put the ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Would you say that they're jumping? Would you say this person's jumping, Jay? Think the person's jumping? To like catch the ball, maybe? Jumping up, catch the ball? Yeah, I think so too. What about you, Luca? What you think? What's going on?
I think he's doing an exercise where he walks up, jumps, squats, and then comes back.
That's very specific, Luca, yes. He's running up to the force plate. So these little squares, y'all see these little squares that's on the ground? So these little squares are like, there's tools and there's gear. And what they do is they tell you how much you're pushing on the ground. So I'm running up to the little squares and I'm jumping off of them. And it's going to tell me how much I'm pushing, how hard I'm pushing. Y'all see that? I really like that tool. A lot of good information. But, so what I was thinking was, I'm dunking the basketball. Y'all see the video on the top? Y'all know who Kobe Bryant is? Y'all heard of Kobe Bryant? He plays basketball. He dunks. So all these are different tasks that we do when we're playing with our friends, playing with our family. For all these different situations, we can get hurt if we don't do it the right way. So I'm going to show you guys the right way versus the wrong way. So this is a girl, and she's landing two different ways. One is a good way, one is a bad way. The bad way is going to be on the top. All right. Now, what we're going to look at is look at her knees. Y'all see her knees? You got a question? What's up?
In on number on the right next to A, it looks like she's squatting and like her legs are not together. They're like separate. And that's how she's gonna like fall.
Yeah, she is gonna fall. Do you see her knees? So you see on A, right? There's the one on the left and the one on the right. Do you see the one on the right where her knees are coming together? They're like touching. Y'all see that? The knees touching each other? This one right here. We don't want your knees to come together like that. That's a no-no. We don't want that. Now, if you look at the bottom, you see B, and you see how her knees and her legs are straight and they're not touching. That's how we want our knees to be when we jump and we land, okay? And then look, so let's look at A versus B on the left, right? On B, she's squatting more. Right? She really squatted down so that she can jump up high. You see that, Luca? You see that? You see how she's bending all the way down? So when you land, you want to bend down and you want to keep your knees from touching each other. You saw that, Jade? Can you do that? Jade, can you squat and have your knees straight? Can you do that? You gonna try it? I believe you, Jay. Good job. Wonderful. Yay. Awesome job. So you guys see that? So those are two things that we can do to keep ourselves from hurting each other. We don't want our knees to touch. We want to keep them out. And we want to flex down.